So I'm seeing a lot of people talking about this news that both President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris rushed back to Washington, D.C. last night, abruptly changing plans. Biden was supposed to spend Christmas at home in Delaware. Vice President Kamala Harris was back in California, and they abruptly changed plans, diverted back to D.C., and everyone's thinking there's some kind of emergency. Well, the emergency is this impending government shutdown. The funding bill runs out tonight at midnight, and there was a deal. The deal was cut by Republicans and Democrats in the House. Basically, it was going to keep everything at current funding levels, plus add $10 billion for farmers and $100 billion for disaster relief, among a few other minor changes. And they had a deal. It was going to kick the funding down the road to March 14th, and everything was fine. And then Donald Trump stuck his nose in it, and he said, kill the bill. And that was, of course, after Elon Musk stuck his nose in it and said it was a bad bill, kill the bill. So they scrapped the deal they had, brought up a different bill that included some provisions that Donald Trump wanted, including eliminating the debt ceiling for 2 years. And they brought it up for a vote. Republicans couldn't lose more than like 5 votes. They lost 38. Not a single Democrat voted for it because they said prior to voting for it, if it wasn't the bill they agreed on, the deal they had, they were going to vote against it. Well, they stuck to their word. And now we have a pending government shutdown. So I think that's the emergency they're dealing with, is trying to get this passed. Joe Biden wants to be in D.C. so he can sign the bill when it gets passed. And Kamala Harris is probably there trying to do her job and run the Senate, even though the president pro tem can step in and handle the actual operations. I think she's trying to help broker a deal and get something done and see if she can get both sides either back to the table or into chambers to vote on the original deal, something, so we keep the government open and funded through March 14th at least. Now, I don't know if they're going to bring that deal back up. I have not heard that is the case. But I think that's what Biden and Harris are working on now, is trying to fix the mess that was caused by Musk and Trump trying to get this bill killed because they wanted to stick their nose into it. I know Donald Trump is going to be president here in about a month, but there was a deal in place. And for somebody who claims to be the best deal maker, sure doesn't seem to be when it comes to Trump. His deal got killed. So we'll see what happens if there is if there is something else, a different emergency coming up. I will talk about it when I hear about it. But for right now, I believe that is what's going on. They are trying to get the government funded. I don't think it has anything to do with the election. I don't think it has anything to do with that executive order that Trump signed about foreign interference in elections. I think it is nothing more than trying to keep the government funded and open and make sure this deal gets passed.